Okay, so for today's corrections, today we were talking about micro-lending to emerging markets. Starting with Sunhee for your corrections. First, you said, I was gonna in London in last years. I think instead of gonna, I went. So I went to London last year. Next, you said I short English speak. So instead of short English speak, I can't say much, or I speak a little. Maybe I speak a little English, which is okay. Next, the next one is I have. You said I have searchy job, that short-term working job. I searched like ED. I searched for a short-term job. Next, you said I listening the TV news. I see that problem. I saw on the news instead of listening. I saw on the news. Even if you were just listening, I don't know why we still say I saw, even if you're not watching. I saw on the news. I saw this problem on the news. Or you can say I heard about it on the news. Yeah. And last, network place, people talk about something. At a networking event, people who care about the same thing tend to talk about things that they are emotional about. Or at a networking event, people are like-minded and share the same passion, maybe. Next, Seunghyun. My name is also from Chinese meanings. I think instead of meanings, my name has some Chinese roots or origins. I think maybe most people in Korea have some Chinese roots or origins in their name, right? Then you said, when I was the student, I had to choose the English name when I was in the room. When I was a student, I had to choose an English name, and then just ignore the last part. You said when I was in the room. I think you meant like in your class, but it's not necessary. Sometimes in English, we don't want all the extra details. So when I was a student, I had to choose an English name. That was it. Otherwise, if you say when I was in the room, blah, 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 then we automatically know that you're not a native speaker, and then it sounds kind of unnatural. Next, one of my friends just choosed for me. So one of my friends chose one for me instead of chose. Then you said, I'm going to share my Vietnam trip 2 weeks ago. I'm going to tell you, maybe. Share is good too, but because you're telling us. So I'm going to tell you about my Vietnam trip from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, from 2 weeks ago. And last, you said, if I had a bad happening in the workplace, after work, I feel terrible, so I try to divide it. If something bad happens at work, I feel terrible after or afterward. So, I know what you're saying. I try to divide it. So I separate my personal feelings from work. I separate. Usually we say keep your personal life and your work life separate. Last, Misan, you said, I just throw out the name again when you're talking about switching your English name. So I just switched my English name. Yeah. And last, you said, if I put my emotion to the work, it could be ruined. If I guess you could say if I put emotions. No, you can't.
Okay.
It's late. If I get emotional at work, it could ruin my day, or it could ruin my work. If I let my emotions get to me, That's another thing we say. If you let your emotions get to you. If I let my emotions get to me at work, it could ruin everything. It could ruin my work. It could ruin the day. And those are your corrections. Thank you very much.